G'day mate and welcome back to Capital Industry with me, Jitty. In our last episode, we expanded our steel production, we also expanded out our food production, and we expanded our knowledge of the world map with Mr. Shippy. In today's episode, well, Mr. Shippy is already off to go expand our knowledge a little bit further. Also, we need to expand out our oil mining because we're running out of oil on the island. And we need to expand our food once again with using some of that fertilizer too. Have to expand our research by getting the next tier of the labs up and running, which will require us shredding some wood into some wood chips. Also, I need to move copper smelting over the main smelting area rather than leaving it over by itself. So we have an awful lot to do, but I cannot get to all of that until I ask, can I borrow a like? I do like to borrow a like. I like to borrow a like early in the video. If you're not happy with the video, you didn't enjoy the video, well, the good news is we're making a wood chipper and I need somebody to make sure it's not going to get jammed with the first log we put in. All right, first thing I want to do is I want to keep things very, very simple. I want to start working on, this. This is costing me 1 uni every month for 18 months to get 18 refugees come in. That is very, very expensive. So what I'm going to do is turn that off, and I'm going to put on population growth increase by... Hello? Why can't I turn that on? Are you not healthy enough? It might be because they're not healthy enough. Just one health. There we go. They're not healthy enough. Okay, I want to turn that one on. That's going to give me 0.4 people per month. If we have 1,053 people multiplied by 0.004 being 0.4%, that means I'm going to get 4 people every month from this single growth boost. Also means that I no longer have to pause and unpause this and make sure we stay under our population cap, because, well, they're only going to have new people until we get to the maximum amount that we can live in the housing. It does mean I need to keep my health above 0, which is a bit of a problem because we have an awful lot of landfill pollution. We have a lot of landfill pollution because rather than me dumping material under the sea, we're now dumping it on the surface. Now, I could move this across to, say, here and dump it further out to sea. My other option is, if we look at our landfill pollution, we're at 73. Our air pollution is at minus 11.6. And if I go over to our statistics, go to pollution and look at air pollution, we can see that for 246 air pollution, I'm getting, well, 11, minus 11 to health. Now, one thing that we did get access to quite some time ago was the burner. The burner lets me burn things that I don't want. And one of the things I don't want to have is trash. We can burn 18 trash for 9 pollution. And if I go look at statistics again and search for waste, we can see I'm making about 40 waste per month. So 2 of these are going to burn 36. 3 of them will definitely cover me completely, which is going to add 3 times 9, 27 air pollution, which means it's going to cost me about 1 health point. But I'm going to save 7 health points from not dumping the trash. So, whoop. We're going to grab all 3 of these. We're going to attach them to the belt. I'm going to grab a U-shaped thing. I'm going to put one there, and one there. And we're going to get all 3 of those built. And then I'm going to flip this around so we can start burning the trash. Okay, that's going to be the first thing I want to do just to solve some of our trash problems. Next thing I want to do is I want to cover up the landfill. If the landfill is covered, it stops pollution, making pollution, because, well, it's underground and we can't see it, therefore it can't pollute. Yep, it's a simple logic, don't question it, and that should hopefully solve our problem. As we have a lot of trucks doing a lot of dumping currently, that should happen fairly quickly. All right, next thing I want to do is I need to get research happening. I need to get an awful lot of research happening, so I need to upgrade our labs. Now, currently we're using the Lab Mark 1. If we go look at research, and look at this, to get to the lab equipment Mark 2, I need to have lab equipment, plus I need to have paper, plus I need to have glass. Glass we've already got covered. For making paper, I need to have a chem plant, taking a little bit of wood chips, some limestone, some steam, and make some paper. Wood chips obviously come from wood, so this is a fairly easy implementation to do. And to do it, all I need to do is remove this part here. If I remove that part here, I have, also I'm going to have that belt cleared, and that belt cleared, and that belt cleared, and that belt cleared. Yep. If I do that, I just need to put in the extra infrastructure required to actually upgrade the labs. And if I go look at my very horrible method for storing my blueprints, I don't disagree. If I go put this directly over top of what we already have, then that is all the infrastructure I require to actually start making the next tier of labs. So, or the next tier of research. So can I get this built? Can I get this built? Can I get each one of these upgraded? Can I empty this? And can I set you build? And we're going to have you... Trucks can import products. And then I need to get some basics over here. So we didn't have wood. Wood I actually happen to have right here. Can I get you upgraded? And can I bring a wood belt through to here? And then here, can I put a flat lift in here? And then can I bring this belt into there? Cool. Can I get that done? And that will bring in my wood. I also need to boil some water to make some steam. The good news is I happen to have a water pipe over here. So we're going to bring this pipe straight through to here, over the middle, and then around the back, and plug that in there. That'll get me my water. Water means I can make steam. And then I just need to have a glass get delivered. We have glass being made, and I also need to have limestone delivered. Limestone, I'm actually going to copy these settings. That way I can have the copper team bring materials straight across if required. And that should be all we need to have to actually have these guys start processing. Obviously, I need to, well, actually get the paper moving, which will take just a second. Need to get the steam happening, which will take just a second. We're burning off the wood chips to power the boiler, because that seems like a pretty easy way of making that steam. And that should be all we need to actually have this type of research start being produced. Yep, you have paper. Perfect. All right. So that's step number one. Step number two is I actually need to have these built and upgraded. And to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this belt, and I'm going to make sure that you can output via trucks, you can output via trucks, and you can output via trucks, and so can you. So that way they can store up a larger buffer, and then we can have the trucks come and actually deliver the lab equipment too, so these guys can actually get built. All right, with that happening, can I go to research? I want to get a couple of researches done in very quick succession. First off, I'm going to need the next tier of power generation, because each one of these labs are going to need more power. They also need to have more uni to run, and they're going to need more workers, which is a bit of a problem given a couple of our circumstances. Okay. Next thing I want to do after that is I need to have pipes Mark III. Then I need to have the better oil processing. So we need to have NAP3 processing plus reforming and cracking plus hydrogen generation. After that, I need to start cleaning up some of the pollution that we have around the island. So I need to have the incineration plant, so we can actually start burning trash properly. On top of that, we're going to have wastewater treatment, so I can actually treat some of the poop that we're dumping in the sea. And lastly, I want to have exhaust filtration, so we can actually clean up the exhaust that all our smelters are dumping in the atmosphere. Yeah, that's going to be our early start, and that's our first lab upgraded. Thank you very much. You're priority 14. Please stay at priority 14. No. Okay, can I set you back to 15, please? 15, please. Cool. Yep, I want to have these guys. Well, there we go. And there we go. And hopefully any second now, I can give you a bit of uni as well, and you'll be done. Okay, fine. Whilst we wait for you, vehicles-wise, we are in the process of upgrading all our small excavators to the bigger excavators still. We have 5 left, but most of them have been done. You can now be done, and I can unpause that belt and let the science flow. Can I set you to 15? Can I set you to 15? And can I set you to 15? Well, you're about to get upgraded, and that's going to ruin that 15 setting. Cool. 15, please. Okay, all right. So that's what I want to do to have the labs, well, only run when we actually have the available people. Next thing I need to do is I'm going to have to unpause one of these guys. I also want to start planning out for more housing. So we're going to put those 3 in, and I'm going to have that built. And our pollution, landfill pollution is already down to 4. So big savings straight away by just, well, covering it up so it doesn't exist. Excellent. As for the air pollution, well, 11.5. It's barely moved the bar. But that has moved a crap ton because you are full and backed up. Cool. Can I move you to there? Can I delete this? And can we get you to bring your poop out to here, and then to there, and then drop that into there? Cool. Can I have the truck still in this little area? Excellent. All right. So now we can dump poop back in the sea. That should re-raise our water level from not good to great, and also it should get our pollution, get our health back above 0. Yep, that would be very, very handy. Yeah, because it's a +1 currently, because we were sort of not really giving them any water. Okay, all right, so that should pop our population back up. Great, those things have been done. Next off, Mr. Shippy, he has gone out and explored and found an oil rig, and he also has gone and found more loot. But I have over here just, well, less than 5,000 barrels in the ground. So first thing I want to do is send Mr. Shippy out to go load up just a barrel or 2 from that location. And then once he's done that, and new refugees, which we're not going to see again because I turned off the lighthouse. Once he's done that, we're going to have him come back and go out and repair this oil rig as well. All right, as for research that we've done, well, we've just dealt with the shredder and the compactor. We'll get to the compactor when we probably deal with recycling. We've done research Mark 2, and we're not going to get into wheat farming or corn farming anytime soon. All right, fertilizer. We have a whole lot of fertilizer too. Fertilizer 2, I'd like to take up the hill, and I'm going to do that by building said pipe, and that's going to bring our fertilizer up to, well, where I have our balancer that is feeding fertilizer into our farms. Now, the fertilizer that we're feeding into our farms is currently just fed into a balancer and then fed into this very short pipe here. The reason it's fed into a very short pipe is you can only have one type of fluid in a pipe at a time. So I want to bring a second pipe in for our fertilizer 2, and I want to have you prioritize bringing in fertilizer 2. The reason I want to have fertilizer 2 is, where does it tell me? Yeah, if I hover over these, it tells me that the maximum fertility I can get from fertilizer 1 is 120%, but with fertilizer 2, I get a max of 140%. Also, it increases the soil fertility by 2.5 for 1 unit worth of fertilizer. So it actually gives me more bang for my buck, which is very, very important. Also, the fertilizer that's stored inside the farms can be a mix of everything. That's going to be probably important in a minute when we actually get some fertilizer up here. I'll be able to demonstrate. But I do have a tutorial video. It's a little bit of an older tutorial video, but it's still relevant. Nothing has really changed with the food processing system. And it's something I really recommend if you want to find out more about farms and fertility. I really recommend you have a look at that. But with you having the correct priority, I want to copy that setting to this guy and this guy. And you know what? We'll copy it to those two for when they get built. And we come back to this farm. We can see my fertility is now max of 123 because I have a mix of both fertilizer 2 and fertilizer 1. And the max, the fertility per unit is now at 2.1. Because once they're in the farm, they can mix and match. It doesn't really matter. But I can only have one pipe at a time because we're prioritizing in the fertilizer Mark II. That's going to go in there first. And that means that I can fill these up with a better fertilizer and then have the worst fertilizer as a backup option. Okay. All right. So with that done and that done, I want to Mr. Shippy. I want Mr. Shippy to go here because that way you can drive straight there. And then I want to bring our copper smelting over here. So copper smelting wise, can I have them rip out this section as well? Copper smelting wise, I need to put a copper smelter right here. The good news is my upgraded smelters for update 3 for copper are unchanged. I basically made every other smelter have the exact same footprint as this. And that means I need to plug you in here. Cool. With you built, I need to get a few things done. First thing I want to get done is belts. Can I have every belt between here and here that is a Mark II to replace with a Mark I, please? And then downgrade you as well. And then can I get the coal moved along? So we want to have coal moving all the way along to here. This is the end of our glass smelter, so I don't need to have a glass smelting section. So I don't need to have you anymore. I also need to have the slag belt built so we can have slag get exported from copper. And then I need to bring copper ore across. Can I copy this bucket because it has all the correct settings and the liquid dump may collapse. No, it's fine. It won't collapse. I promise you. At least I hope so. Can I put this here? No, it should be fine. It should be fine. It's going to be fine now. Okay, and you have no trees harvest. Okay, can I have that cancelled? Can I have you guys start harvesting all of that? All right, we have run out of places to dump materials from the looks of it because I've had them flatten all the way around here, and this has very, very limited dump space, and we are still, well, digging our way through a mountain. So can I have down here. I would like to, at some stage in the future, be able to get to this limestone. This limestone, if I bring up the legend, comes all the way down to sea level, and from the looks of it, below sea level. So to get to everything that's in the sea, I need to be able to get very, very close to the ground. So, well, I need to get rid of all water. That's probably what I should be saying. So I want to have this filled in. But trucks definitely can't get down here. So what I need to do is I'm gonna have a ramp that comes up to height number 20. Can I have this flat at height number 20? And then what I actually want to do is I want to make sure that I have 2 light green squares for every single designation. So I have 2 there, I have 2 there, I have, that's 2 17s, that's 2 16s, that's 2 15s, that's 2 14s, 2 13s, 12s, and 11s, 2 10s, 2 9s, 2 8s, 2 7s, 2 6s, 2 5s, and then a 4, a 3, and a 2, and then a 1, and I need a second one. Okay, that should, that's 3 tiles. I only need 2 tiles. That should let me have them dump materials here, and it should let me build a ramp all the way down, so we get down to here, where I can have them just dump around the coastline as best as possible. Okay, welcome back, Mr. Shippy Shippy. You found me some loot. Excellent. And I need you to drop off a whole bunch of crude oil so we can keep the oil refinery running at full speed. Yeah, there's a lot of materials in here I need to unload. Speaking of unloading materials, you no longer have extra vehicle parts in use. We're going to turn off that uni boost. We are still upgrading our excavators. Yep, we've got a couple more to go, and then we get into the trucks. Okay. All right, copper. Can I have this be built, please? I need to have at least a copper smelter running. So I need to have all of that. Plus, I need to have that box. I'm going to actually move that box forward a little bit. And then I need to get the other important things over here, like acid. And I flip you, flip you, flip you, flip you, flip you, flip you, and flip you, and flip you. And that's in the wrong spot. Bugger. Okay, can I get rid of that? Remove that. Okay, it's fine. We'll just have the trucks pick it all up and move it over 5 tiles. All right, so I need to get acid over here. We were and are making acid over here currently. I'm going to be picking that up and removing it, and I'm going to be putting it roughly over here somewhere. In the future, I'm going to need to expand our glass mix, which would require 2 of those guys, which brings me to about this tile. So in theory, I could put this here, and you won't interfere. No, you won't interfere. Perfect. All right, I want to bring acid out. We're going to bring acid out. We're going to put acid in this tank. I need to have this built. I also need to have water. To get water, we're going to come from, well, let's come from this end, up to here, and go over the top of the slag belt, and come through to here, and then I'm just going to patch into one of those 2. Can I get that built, plus that built, and that should be everything we need to get water over here. That'll let us make acid. The acid itself, I want to grab from here, bring this up to height 5, and we're just going to take it straight along to the slag belt, over the slag belt, and bring it to, yeah, I know, you're facing the wrong way. Okay, bring it from here to here. Cool. That should bring in my acid, which is what I need, so we can actually start making copper with a better recipe. Can I flip you? And are you now all happy? You are. Can I turn those 2 off so you just get copper ore delivered, and we can all be perfectly happy with that. Okay, so that's going to get me copper. Just a little bit of copper, but it's something. Empty. That would be important. Okay, upgrade that and upgrade that. I have no idea how long that's been turned off for, but probably for a very long time. Probably forever, because I don't think I've touched it. It's taken this long to fill up. All right, can I come back to here? All right, so this is going to give copper as soon as I get the acid flowing. The acid flowing requires that pipe, which would probably be pretty important. We're now making acid over here, which also means, no, I need to do one more thing, which is start making electronics. Okay, electronics. I want to put electronics probably about here somewhere. In theory, I'd like to get lined up with this. So can we go about here? And in theory, I'm going to want probably 4 of them. which is going to bring me my first problem, and that is we haven't done enough digging over here. Okay, can I have this dug down to there? Can I have that dug all the way across? And yes, we need to dig that out. Okay, can I grab copper? Can I bring copper from here to the edge and then into each one of these? 2, 3, and 4. Okay, you guys are going to make electronics. To do that, I also need to bring in rubber, which I can just copy a box from over here. It's pre-configured, and in theory, actually, I can put it right there. I can put it right there. Okay, can we bring this up? No, you need to go back one more time. Okay, can I bring this up and bring this to here? Face that one that way. Can I remove that? Remove that. And can we get a flat lift? Put that in there, and here, and here, and here. Cool. All right, so that's what we need to start making electronics. Now, electronics, I don't need that one, and have these belts, and this one, and this one. In theory, I'd like to have the output box over here, and then feed it into, well, all the things that happen to need electronics. But in my particular circumstance, well, there's this ramp here. This ramp here is potentially to get over the hill, and that is until we bulldoze our way through the hill. So can I have you guys start working on that bulldozing part? And can I also get the second smelter built? Okay, so what I'm going to do temporarily is we're going to bring electronics out and up to height number 2. And I need to bring electronics into this box. So can I come this way, and this way, and then drop that into there. Okay, can I get you built? And that'll let me take electronics over that way. Can I also, if I'm going to get a second smelter up and running, I'm going to have a second one of you up and running. It means I currently don't have a box to put this stuff in, which is a tiny bit of a problem, but I think it's a problem we'll have to work out a solution to in the distant future. Yep, after I've had a bit more room to have a bit more trucks do a bit more cleaning. Okay. All right, next thing I want to work out is, well, Mr. Shippy, can you go deliver cargo to there? And then after you've done that, we'll find you something you can blow up. We are bringing more crude oil. Nice. Okay, next thing I want to do is our first research. Our first research is power generation number 3. Power generation number 3 lets me grab a low pressure turbine. So a low pressure turbine takes the waste steam from our high pressure turbines, which we're getting 6 megawatts worth of mechanical power for, and lets me turn that into 3 megawatts worth of mechanical power, which is very, very nice. My problem is I need to put this on the same shaft as everything else, and for every one of these I build, I can build one of these. As I have 4 of the high pressure turbines, that means I'm going to have 4 low pressure turbines, which also means I'm going to end up with 4 more flywheels, which we're going to dump right there. Okay, then I need to put this in here in a way that hot swaps them and also doesn't break the current power grid. So we're going to be pulling out those ghosts, which have been doing nothing this whole time, which means these flywheels are no longer working, and then put these ghosts back, and that means these flywheels are now reconnected, because the megawatt seconds is now 1600, whereas before it was, well, 1507. Over here was 103. Yeah, plug that back in there, and now it's all the way back up to 1600. Cool. Then I need to take my low pressure steam, which is on this side, plug in all 3 of these, or all 4 of these, bring the now depleted steam back out and run it into these cooling towers. And again, I need to do this all live without breaking the power plant. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to making sure these power up in series. And when I say series, that means I want to have each one of them power up one at a time, because when we're talking about our steam turbines, they have an efficiency, and they have an efficiency loss when you first turn them on. When you first turn them on, they're going to be consuming the full 24 steam, but they're not going to be outputting the full 6 megawatts worth of power. They're going to be outputting significantly less. If I pause the game, pause that pipe, and come in here and run at speed 1, we're going to see that you've used steam, you're outputting steam, and this efficiency and output is going to start dropping anytime now. There we go. It's dropped to 0. Okay, unpause you, and that's going to bring steam in again, and you need to get up to speed. And whilst you get up to speed, you do not produce enough power. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be running these guys in series. To do that, I want to have each one have to run through a balancer, and then we're going to be running a steam pipe from here to here, here to here, and here to here. Okay, you and an output priority to the first one, and then only after the first one is fully satisfied, we run the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. Can't really do that as well with the high pressure turbines because these have auto balance turned on. These I'm going to leave off auto balance, so they'll just run if there's steam. If there's no steam, they won't run. Therefore, they're sort of on auto balance, with the decision making being done by the high pressure turbines, not by the low pressure turbines. Okay. Next thing I need to do is I need to combine all of this steam back together, and then I need to plug it back into those cooling towers. So can we bring this over to here, and then over to here, and then into cooling tower 1, cooling tower 2, cooling tower 3, and cooling tower 4. Cool. Can I get this built, please, trucks? Yep, that'd be very, very helpful. And I'm in a little bit of a rush, so can I get the first one built at least, and the first lot of piping done? Okay. But then I need to unplug this from here, unplug this into here on a live power plant, and hope nothing goes wrong. Yep. So we're going to destroy that with Uni, and then grab a new pipe from here and plug it into there. And yep, something went wrong because you can't output, which means your efficiency went back to 0. But now you should be plugged in there, which means we should be making 6 megawatts plus another 3 from, well, this particular turbine. And that should provide us more mechanical power. More mechanical power means more electrical power, and also means I'm going to swap these guys over to, yep, your power priority number 2. Can I tell your 4 of you to be power priority number 2? You're going to be power priority number 3. Can I tell you 4 to be 3? Can we change you to number 4? You to number 5. You're going to stay as 6. You're going to go to 7, and you're going to go to 8, just so I can visually see a little bit better which ones are running, which ones are not running. And then we're going to go all in and remove all that. Okay, can I get you plugged into there? Can I get you plugged into there? And can I get you plugged into there? And can I get all that built before the power network completely dies. At the moment, we're running off the spare megawatt seconds, but we just ran out of inertia. No. We're on the border. We're on the border. And everything's reconnected. Everything's going fine. Okay. All right. So you guys are all running. As we can see, my last few are not running, which means I don't actually need any power out of them. This one's going up and down as required. And our power plant is now being upgraded. Nice. That's one research done and dealt with. Okay. All right, next thing I want to deal with is oil. I want to unpause, and that's going to use all my available workers, but it's also going to get me more crude oil in. Can I get Mr. Shippy to go over there, and can we unpause another house so we can get even more people moved in? All right, we are currently dumping material here, which is on the other side of the map to this. So I also want to start making myself a little land bridge across to a new destination. That new destination being this island over here. And I really want to have a land bridge rather than using a bridge, because I do not want to transport everything back and forth via trucks. I want to be able to use belts and also pipes, and therefore we're going to be doing this with a land bridge. Okay. No, we'll get this part done first, and then we'll look at... actually, no. Can I get... I have... Actually, no. No, I will do it. Okay, well, can I have a little bit of area dug just here? And can I send the sand team over to do it? It's going to be a bit of a problem for them because I don't really have a massive need for sand. So I spend a lot of time sitting around doing a whole lot of nothing, but hopefully they can get that done reasonably quickly. Okay, you are currently not building anything. So that means I want to say upgrade vehicles, and I want to go for little trucks to big trucks. And I'm at the point where I want to say, well, I have no more excavators to do, so we're going to do all of them. We're just going to start the process. It's getting automated. It'll just take a little bit of time, and they all should get upgraded one by one. Okay, next thing I want to do is... You have copper, you have copper. Are you running? Are you running? You are not getting copper ore in. That would definitely help. Okay, once you get copper ore in regularly, and you have acid, so that should be fine, and we start making copper here and electronics here regularly. So that means I want to come to this. Over here, I want to well, get rid of you and get rid of you and get rid of you. Set you to no deliveries and set you to no deliveries because I want to retire this little area. I don't really want to have two areas where we're making copper. I just like to have the one. And Mr. Shippy went out and found something and got killed it and needs to come back for more repairs. Okay, also needs to refill the oil tank. Yeah, I'd like to have that re-topped up as well. Okay, right, whilst we wait for that, can I come to this guy? I need to have this cargo ship go out and do, well, picking up oil for me. Now we have two oil rigs, both running at the same time. I could keep using Mr. Shippy, and that would be way more efficient when it comes to diesel, but this is automated, and having it automated seems like a much better option to me. So what I want to do is I want to put in a balancer here, and then each one of these fluid modules have an unload speed of 125. So they're going to have a throughput of 125 off the ship, but then I'm going to be choking that down to a single 60 pipe, because if I have 4 of them, this means I have a total unload capacity of, even at the 60 pipe, oh, that's up in the air. Remove all that. I have a total unload capacity of 240, and as I'm only mining out on the world, 60 and 60, that's way more than the 240 that the pipes can bring in. But I am going to put a Mark III pipe from here to here. Mark III pipe has a throughput of 450, because in the end, I will need a lot more throughput than what we have currently. And can I get vehicles, please? Sorry, vehicles, vehicle ramp. Can I put you there? Oh yeah, that's well done. You're on the wrong side of the bridge. Cool. I want to have that done. I also want to have this done, and that also means I need to apply. I need to get diesel into this ship. So can I have diesel come off here? We can only use a 60 pipe. I don't need to have a lot of throughput. Can I bring this to here at height 4? Here at height 4, down to ground level, around here, and I'm not going to have a buffer tank. I don't think we need a buffer tank currently, and we're just going to do that. Okay, that should bring in my diesel. I am making a decent amount of diesel, but because these guys have auto balance turned on, and now that I have low pressure steam also helping me out, making even more mechanical force, I'm not burning steam as fast as I was. Which means if I come over to you, no, you're all waiting for products. My water pipe. My water pipe needs to be upgraded. Okay, can we upgrade the water pipe? And yeah, output is full. Output is full because I don't have enough water. But if we upgrade the water pipe, it should get me more water in. And it's a Mark II pipe. Yes, they're all Mark II pipes. Well, actually, that's not a Mark II pipe. And that only needs to be Mark I because it's going to the other side. But you have water, you have water, you have water, okay. And you, output is full. And that's because we just have an absolute abundance of light oil. Yeah. Can I have these to be built? Yeah, can I have these guys also do light oil? And then that should solve the light oil problem and therefore let me make diesel even faster. Okay. Invalid road. Yeah, I know. We're going to do that. You delete it properly. Okay. You and you are empty. You're all empty. You're empty. You are still full. But I can move the copper across the map and put it in the other storage box and use it over there. So can I very quickly do that? Yeah, we're just going to get rid of absolutely everything. And we'll have the trucks just pack up everything. Sand mine control tower has no designations. Oh, cool. That means they finished this job. Can I get them to dig out that as well then? And then can I get a ramp here and a ramp here? That just gives me access to, well, left and right. Yep. Okay, and we are filling our way across that. Okay, can I need to look at this for one more second and make sure this is fine. exhaust? Exhaust is here. Okay, first off, could I have the other pipe be built? I missed. And that way you get rid of exhaust faster. On top of that, can I have you upgraded? And you are outputting 72 and 72 into a 200 pipe. You're outputting 72 and 72 or 90, vice versa, into a pipe as well. You're not doing anything until I get the next research done, so that should be fine. Okay, okay, so now we don't have any blockages. We don't have any blockages. Perfect. All right. So, can I go to copper? Okay, copper is running, electronics are running. Can I also put electronics into here? So can I go from here to here? Can I get you built? Okay, get you flipped, and we can get you destroyed, and you destroyed. Cool. That'll bring electronics to here. I need to have 12 and 12. You make 24 and 24. You guys also need, turn that off, remove that. You guys also need 12, 12, 12, and 12. So if everything's running at full speed, I have problems, but we're just going to assume everything's not running at full speed. Okay, upgrade you and build you, upgrade you and build you, upgrade you and build you. Cool. All right, so that should cover a whole lot of things up and running. You guys don't have quite enough science. Okay, look at the shipyard. No, okay, so all the... That's impure copper, right? It is. Delete. Okay, so all the lab equipment 1 has been consumed. So we're going to turn you off from getting deliveries, and you guys should just run, and we can hopefully get the labs running properly. Can I pause 2 of you? Yeah. Okay. Now it's flu season. Of course it's flu season. All right. So, can I get Mr. Shippy? Can I send you off to go say hi to... well, this will do. Yep. Go say hi to whatever's over there. And this cargo ship, I'd like to actually have running. Okay, have you actually running? I have crude oil ready to pick up. There is. I didn't have unloading done, so can I do that? I can do that. And now you are going to disappear and cost me a whole lot of diesel, but you'll be able to bring me back a whole lot of crude oil we can process into more diesel. All right. Next research, we have naphtha processing up and running. Nope, we have a sand mine control tower. Okay, sand mine control tower edit area. Can I have you do this, please, and come back to work over here. And now, down here, naphtha processing. I have naphtha processing, which means I want to go to oil. I want to go to distillation stage 3, and you would be going in like this. You would be taking our light oil, adding a little bit of steam to it, giving me naphtha and fuel gas. Naphtha, for the moment, I need to burn that off. So we're going to add naphtha here, and also add naphtha here, and add naphtha here. I want to empty these pipes of light oil if possible. Not enough input. Okay, yeah, just a little bit more. Okay, you now have enough, and you guys need to be emptied. Output is full, which means I'm not seeing enough steam upstairs. Will be more exactly, I'm not burning enough steam. Can I? You are no idle due to auto balance. Can I turn you off auto balance? And I'll turn you off auto balance as well. We'll just burn what we can. Okay. All right. What I want to do is I want to remove this and this and this on a live refinery, because that's the best way to do things. Okay. Then I want to take this building in, and I want to clip it in here, and in here, and in here. Can I get 1, 2, and 3 built? Okay. This is going to let me grab our naphtha, which is going to come out right here at the back, which needs to have a connector there, and also a connector here. I need to replace the connectors after I removed the pipes. So this is going to bring in my light oil, add a little bit of steam to it, give me naphtha and now fuel gas. Now, the naphtha and the fuel gas I can't do anything special with just at the moment, but I will be able to very shortly after we get... Wow, there's still light oil in the system. Okay, after we get the next research done, and then we start adding crack into the system. But I'm also going to output fuel gas. Fuel gas is going to go in the fuel gas pipe. Fuel gas pipe is going to go into the fuel gas tank, so we have it available for later. Naphtha, I can flip this and start putting naphtha into the naphtha tank. And I can also flip this pipe, which we later use later on for cracking naphtha into more diesel. I can now also, as we should be out of light oil, flip this pipe and also flip this pipe back so you guys start burning naphtha. I want to turn off having light oil in these guys just to simplify things, because we're not going to be dealing with light oil anymore. And if I click this button, it literally just removes it from the machine. The light oil doesn't magically go anywhere. It doesn't go into the shipyard. It just disappears into the ether. But with these guys running, I can now potentially run this guy, which will be doing fuel gas. Do you have a prop? Backer. Oh, that's on the wrong tile. There you go. Should be that one. Pretty out. I want to fill this tank. Can I also upgrade this tank and upgrade this tank? And this should keep our refinery running full speed. And when we get the next research, which is just a minute or two away, we should be able to get cracking up and running. Okay, you have come back. You've brought me 800, 1,600, 3,200 barrels worth of crude oil. We have another 32,000 barrels to pick up, and you should unload, like I said, at the speed of 125, 125, and 125, which should max out these little pipes and bring 240 into this pipe. Which I can't shove in there fast enough. Can I have you be pretty in from Mr. Shippy, then pretty in from the offshore rig, and then the lowest priority will be our on-island oil, because I prefer it to last as long as possible, although you have 800 barrels left, so it's not going to be very long. Okay, you have no micro shelter. You have nothing to dig. Oh, that's a problem. Can I have you dig like that, through the island, please? Can I have here to here to here? Yep. And I actually believe I have enough room to put in another one of these. I do. Oh, can I have this come through to, well, here will do. Can I have this built and all of this built? You are going to have copper come in probably faster, well, definitely faster. Can I build you, and can I build you? You'll have to be a 200 belt. You'll have to be a 200 belt. Can I pause this? This can be a 60 belt for now. Can I flip that? Can I flip that? I think they're in the right direction now. No, now I think they're going in the right direction. Okay. This should automatically plug into the existing acid. It has, so this should just let me produce more copper, and therefore produce more electronics, which means I should be able to plug in both of you. Can I get that button out? Yeah. And that means I should be able to turn both of you guys on. Okay, with all of that running, we should be fine on electronics for now. We have ripped up most of this. I just need the trucks to empty everything. They're finding somewhere to take things eventually. Yeah. I don't have a lot of options where things can go, I guess. Oh, and we can also turn this off because they're trying to deliver scrap here, and that's the next thing I want to set up. I want to put you here with not copper, but with copper scrap. Can I remove this and can get you built, because Mr. Shippy keeps finding copper scrap out on the world map, and I'd really like someone to dump that when we bring it home. Okay. Mr. Shippy, can you go out to here? Yep. We're just going to go through this pirate into this pirate. At least I assume they're pirates, and we should be able to access that. Okay. We can put in, and this is probably the next thing we need to do. We can start putting in. Well, we can now definitely do it. The next part of the oil blueprint. So can I open you? Can we get part 5 cracking? And can I put you right here? Then that is going to do heavy to naphtha. This will do naphtha to fuel gas and diesel, which is very important because I need to have more diesel. That doesn't look right. Delete. I rotated them. They were not meant to be rotated. Delete that as well. Okay. Alright, try again. Cracking. Okay, this is correct. Okay, you go in there, and then directly after that, can I have the next pile of cracking, which is this one? Can you go there? And then right after that, I can put in. I don't have the hydrogen reformers. Okay, can I remove that, please? Can I put in the next blueprint, which is fuel gas, diesel, and hydrogen? Can I put you here? This will let me take the fuel gas, add some oxygen to it, and turn it into more diesel, which is definitely something I want. And that means I want to get all this built. But I do not currently have any hydrogen, so there's no point having these guys running. You also need hydrogen. I don't have any hydrogen, so we're going to turn that off. I still don't have hydrogen, so we're going to turn you guys off. I do have steam, so we can run the naphtha plus steam into more fuel gas. Therefore, I can get more fuel gas into more diesel. And then we're going to hit the pause button and just do all of that. Oop. I deleted this pipe. Can I go backward? Oh. Okay, that doesn't line up. It is... there's some piping infrastructure, I feel. Okay, I see what this pipe is. So this is water. Okay, this is water. Water goes from here to here. Making 6 water. Oh, and there's other water sources that also get added to this. Yep. Can I plug that into there? Okay. You are... I don't know. Can I go right here? Yep. Can I build you? So this one here is oxygen. Okay. This is excess oxygen. Excess oxygen gets plugged into this pipe. Yes. Okay. So this and this is excess oxygen. Can I plug the oxygen from here into here? And that should do us. And this is, I want to say ammonia, but I haven't got the other half of that built, so I don't know what it is for right now. Can we get that built? And can we get that built? And can we get all of these built? It's going to cost a crap ton of construction parts, but that's perfectly fine. We just need to have them at least placed and ready to fire up when we actually get the parts delivered. And in theory, we would have this running, but I need to have the next research, which will actually give me the hydrogen reformers, which will let me turn fuel gas into hydrogen and then actually turn on half of this. Yep. But you guys are all running quite happily. You say output is full for diesel. That is very correct. Oh, you have very little tank. Oh, can we upgrade you to be a big boy tank, please? Big boy tank. Yes. Okay. Other thing I can do is currently using fuel. We're using diesel and sulfur to make our rubber, but now we have access to naphtha. I use naphtha instead. So can I move this to here? Can I grab a skinny pipe off our naphtha, bring it to here? Actually, bring it to here instead. Nope. I want to bring it to there. I'll plug that into there. Can I get that one built? And then we're just going to pause this pipe, and therefore no diesel can flow, but the naphtha can flow in instead. I can use naphtha instead, which just saves me a little bit more diesel. Okay, you. I have no idea what you're struggling to reach, so I probably can't help. Okay, so location explored. Yep, we found a settlement. Can I go out to... No. No. Are you fully repaired and fully fueled? Neither and neither. Okay, can you please get repaired? You need a little bit of iron. Hello? Anybody? Okay, done. And you don't have a full lot of diesel. Okay, and people can pick up diesel from here. That looks like the diesel just got dropped off. Okay, okay, can I have you go visit this? All right, and can we go through our list? Okay, we found radar systems. We found cargo ship technology, so it means you are where I can buy more cargo ships from, because we're going to need more cargo ships in the future. We've also found more loot. That pirate's dead. That pirate's dead. Excavator has no fuel, and that's probably because... But our tank's full. If our tank's full, that means you need an upgrade, and there's a good possibility that you need an upgrade as well, because we're just moving too much diesel out and about, and therefore these pipes are getting a little bit dry, which it looks like they are. Okay. All right. Water resource getting low. Cool. That's a new error message I didn't really want to have, but it's something we're going to have to work out because this is providing water for power and other things. Can I go to here? We're also draining this water faster than it's filling back up. So can we go to a new plan? And that is we find... Can I copy one of these? We find a new water source. Great. Can I paste? Can I put in all 4 of you guys like this? Can I remove a little bit of concrete I copied? And can I get... Let's start with 2 of you. 2 of you built. Okay. Can I grab this pipe? You are going to come to here, and probably one of the most expensive things I've built to date. Okay, can we come all the way to here? And then we're going to go over the mountain because it's going to be the shortest route. Also, I'm going to have to replace this pipe sometime in the future when we remove the mountain. Yep, down the other side, please. Cool. And then can we keep coming this way? Straight, please. Okay. Can I come down to, say here. Then we're going to go hard right. And we're going to come this way. And then our water is here. Go there, and then can we come to here? Okay, and then when we get to here, can I plug into that? Okay, 300 parts. Awesome. Can I get that built? And you are gonna be... I can't prioritize you. No, I can't prioritize you. Okay, that should be fine. Can I upgrade that so we have a bigger buffer for our farms? And okay, and this pipe has been done, correct? That has... What hasn't been done? That's even better. Okay, so what's our story? Output is full, output is full, output is full, output is full. Okay, I need this, 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 and I need you as a urgent. Well, pray 1. Can I temporarily allow you to also dispose of CO2, and they'll let me move the fuel gas out of the way. You guys are not built, so therefore you can't process fuel gas, and I have just spent every single construction part 2 on the map. Perfect. Can I get this? This I need to have as a priority 2, and we need to have you as a priority 1, and you also as a priority 1, because I need to have those done so we can have water so nothing goes bad. Yeah, you guys can't get down to the parts that attach to the coastline until you build the ramp down, you idiot. Okay. Alright, that's done, and we just need construction parts. We need a lot of them. Okay. Can I do... Oh, you are running at full speed. Oh, I'm short on wood. Really? Yeah, we're short on wood. Can you have another truck? And where's your friend? Over here. Can you have another truck as well? Alright, so more trucks all around, and you can now output, correct? Which means our diesel kicks back in. We're not short on crude oil in the slightest way. You're short on repairs, don't you? Now repaired, and still have 6,500 barrels worth of crude oil. Can I go explore? Okay, we're gonna have to go that way, and we need to have. So you're done. Let's eat a 3 instead. So you now are the priority. You were down to 500 units worth of water. Definitely the priority. Can I? We have lots of food. Yeah, we're gonna pause this pipe. We're just not gonna feed the farms for a little bit. And can I turn you back on auto balance? Because I'll cut down the amount of steam we're using, which will cut down the amount of water we're using. Alright, yeah, this is what it looks like right before the emergency happens, and everything goes downhill. Okay. Alright, these guys, they're filling across the map. Great. I'd like them to continue filling across the map, but I'd also like to use one of the new features we have from update number 4, and that is the stacker tower. Can I put the stacker tower here in the middle? And I want you to have a left radius of 4 tiles, please. Can I set this to 0? Yep. And can I have the right radius to also be 4 tiles? And no, I need to be 6 tiles. I need to be 6 tiles and 6 tiles. Okay, 6 tiles means you are going to fill on the ground just in that area. Right. Can I have a bucket? A bigger bucket. Can I have a bigger bucket here? You're going to be rock, build, and I'm going to intentionally use one of these because they're not throughput limited, and build this. Okay. Can I get the stacker be built, please, whilst we wait for everything else? So, trucks can put rock in here, an awful lot of rock in here, potentially 500 rock in here. The problem is you dump 900 rock per month. The stacker can move an awful lot of rock and dump it very, very well in the sea. The problem it has is it's very short. It doesn't reach very far. But we can have it extend over time, and I'd like to extend it 20 segments forward, which means you're going to extend all the way through to here. Turns out I want to have 22. 23. Yeah, 23 should get me up to that point, and you will auto extend as time permit. Well, as more parts are needed. Yeah, you'll auto extend out. So for right now, this area's already been filled, so you're going to have to extend straight away. Can I get that part built? -3 workers. Well, that's. Can we have another one of these unpaused? I'm not getting anywhere. We now have access to hydrogen production. You're still not built. Can I have... there we go. And can I put this right there? So get those buildings. And I have you be built. Which definitely needs to have this built. Okay, can I very quickly go to Spelt and pause it so the concrete slabs can't go anywhere else, and therefore I'm going to chimney built. Because without this chimney, I'm going to end up in dire straits. Can I get that built? There we go. Okay. And then can I come back to this and unpause this belt so we can keep making construction parts 1 to make construction parts 3. Okay, so you can now take in my fuel gas. No, you can now take in my fuel gas after that balance is done. You can now take in... Oh. Replace that with a connector. That's not what I wanted. Can I put a pipe there? Thank you very much. Cool. You can now take in my fuel gas. You have a priority output to fill it into here. You are going to make me hydrogen. Hydrogen is going to go in the magical hydrogen pipe, which has lots of pieces not built, and be plumbed down this way, through this balancer, into here, and into this hydrogen pipe. Excellent. Working? Let's see. Where the hell's my steam? Steam is here. It is not. Okay. Alright, so steam. Steam is going to come around and it's going to come into here. Okay, this is going to take my fuel gas, add a little bit of steam to it, and give me hydrogen. Also gives me a bunch of CO2. The bunch of CO2, well, you can't really see in here terribly well because there's just a few bits of, supports. Yep, but that's going to come into this pipe balancer, which will eventually end up using that CO2 exhaust to do something with. Hence why it goes through a balancer first. But then we vent the damn stuff because I don't have a use for it right now. Okay, and then my hydrogen comes along here. My hydrogen is going to go into its magic pipe. It is sent right in. Oh, these are 2 more inputs. Yes, this takes our naphtha plus steam and gives us fuel gas and hydrogen. So technically we could have made fuel gas, hydrogen before now if the balance was built. Yep. And takes our hydrogen all the way down to here. Once it gets to here, it probably out and fills up the tank because you need to have hydrogen for other things in the future. So that's why we fill up the tank first. And then once the tank's full, eventually we're going to start bringing hydrogen back into these buildings. We're going to be able to start processing. So you are making me 12 and 12 heavy oil, which means that's 24. I can have that one run. You are going to use 24 naphtha. You make 24 naphtha. So we're going to have you done, and you done, because I happen to have 3 of these guys. It does mean that this is now possibly not going to make any waste products, but it will make an awful lot more diesel, which means we're going to run an awful lot more trucks. But that's only going to happen if I get pipes built, very, very expensive pipes, to bring water across the map. And I then need to come to here, and then I'm going to need to do upgrades here to make sure that we can produce more steam up here, because now we're not going to be burning off products, turn them to steam. This goes from being a steam positive build to a very, very much a steam negative build, which also means that I'm probably going to have to get this pipe upgraded, which is going to be dangerous because it's a crap ton of steam. And yeah, but that and more will have to wait for the next episode. Mr. Shippy still has exploring to do with that cargo ship. Can we send you out there next? You have still an awful lot of crude oil. We are unloading and putting into our oil refinery. Our oil refinery still needs to have buildings built, which is all construction parts too, which I don't have because I didn't have this pipe built to bring water across the map. We also need to no, we have all that running. I need to bring glass over to research, but that can wait. And you can actually go away. And that belt can go away. Also need to try and get all the labs running. I can unpause you. No, I can't. I'm 1 worker short. Yep, we're going to need more housing, more workers, and we're also going to need to get some wet diggy boys to come and clear up this giant chunk of land that I don't really want to have here, because I want to have a nice straight coastline. But all of that I have to wait for the next episode. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode, where hopefully our stacker can do very good work and get us across the sea as fast as possible, whilst also having the trucks make sure that we can drive there as quickly as possible, so we can get to the next island, which has more oil, and more oil means more diesel, also means more trucks, means more expansion. But again, like I said, have to wait for the next episode. Like I said, as always, if you're watching, hope you've enjoyed. See you in the very next video. Bye.